Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email Adam@Score.
Hello and welcome in to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro, Week 4 edition, September 24th, your date. Drake Vitito alongside Coach Craig. Coach, how you doing, sir?
Good. Very good.
Watchers at home can tell we are not in our usual locale.
Yeah,
still at 10 Arrows. We're up
cover.
on the second floor. Inside, storm warning, I guess we should
We're predicting bad weather,
right.
I guess. Is that what it is?
I, for one, would have been all in on the storm show outside, but
giving it a shot.
We roll with the punches here, just like we do each and every week. It's another week, which means we're going to start with a recap of what was last Friday, which was a Blanchard victory, 33-24 over Guthrie. I'm not going to lie, felt like all eyes might have been on this town on Friday. It was the Squirtle game of the week. It was the franchise game of the week. We had our compatriots up above us, Jerry Ramsey and Sean Thurman. It was Channel 9 was there. The great Dylan Buckingham of Channel 4 was there. It felt like everyone was there. So with that being said, Coach.
It's a heavy media presence.
Yeah, it was.
Say that. I looked up in the press box up there up top, and it looked like game day at OU or something. There was like 100 cameras up there.
I walked up to
it was quite crowded.
I walked up to our franchise guys, and Guthrie had about 7 computers, and I think they crashed the Wi-Fi for like a solid first 5 minutes of game start. So it was a whole operation on Friday, but let's talk about it. I want to talk about just with all eyes on the game and it being a little bit more high profile than, what this group has, seen before this year at least. How do you think the players handled that game as far as just expectations versus, the spotlight that was last Friday?
Well, I mean, I thought we handled – there was a lot going on. I mean, it wasn't just the fact that there was a big media presence there and a lot of eyes on that game, but it was homecoming, a lot of stuff going on that week, a lot of stuff going on that day. I mean, a lot of things other than a football.
Didn't even mention that. You're right.
A lot of things other than a football game.
Yeah.
And, for our guys to get refocused and get locked in it was good to see it and against a very good opponent in Guthrie. So I was proud of the way our guys responded and played. Although we kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start, but we hung in there and made things happen when we needed to.
Yeah, 2 things. One, I know number 3, Carlock, I believe, was one of the players that you really set your eyes on in terms of just being able to stop him both on offense and then defensively being able to make some plays. How do you think the team fared against him just altogether? And then 2, maybe talk a little bit about some of the players that you thought stood out on Blanchard's side, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he makes them go.
Yeah.
And a lot of what he does, and I told you that before when we were talking last week about the big plays that he had against Tuttle. And that was one of our big things is no big plays. We can't let him get out. And I thought for the most part our guys did a really good job in that respect. We had, we had a few things here or there that we could do better, but it's still early. We're still trying to fine-tune. It's kind of hard to expect us to be perfect right now.
Of course.
We're going to keep striving for that, but there's going to be some mistakes in there, and there's going to be some guys not get some things done the way we want them to get done, but we'll learn from that and we'll get better. But I thought for the most part we did what we needed to do.
Yeah.
They were able to run the ball. They've got a really good scheme, offensive scheme that puts you in conflict a lot of times. And then you take a guy like the Carlock kid who turns a play that's supposed to go here into a play that goes over here.
Right.
And try to get our guys to be disciplined enough to stay home and not overplay that. And I thought we did a good job of that. And I thought for the most part we contained him. I mean, he still got
moments.
Some.
Yeah.
And they're going to get some yardage just for the fact that they create some mismatches or they create some one-on-ones in what they do. And we've got guys there to make a play, but they still make 4 or 5 yards. So we just had to have that play mixed in there somewhere to get them behind the chains. And I thought our guys did that. all night long. Our defense really did a good job in crucial situations of really getting off the field and getting the ball back to the offense.
Absolutely.
In talking about players, I mean,
we gave Brayson our player of the game.
Yeah,
as far
it's
as
kind of hard to not.
Right.
Yeah,
he had a great game.
It's kind of hard to not a guy.
But I know that
170, 69 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, and
it takes a village though for a team like Guthrie.
You know, we didn't. One person didn't win that game. I mean, that was the bottom line. It was it was a full team effort. I mean, we struggled at times on offense. We weren't just solid on offense across the board, but we were able to move the ball some. We were able to make some plays when we needed to make plays. We made big plays when we needed big plays. Our defense made big plays when they needed to make big plays. And so in that respect, it was fun in that, and it was a great environment to play in. But to watch our guys, really make plays when it came down to it, when we needed big stops, and they did it right off the bat. Because offense put us in a bad spot, and I think we lead off with that on our highlight deal. But that was critical. I thought in the game was the way that our defense responded when our backs were against the wall. And I thought everybody really, for the most part, on our defensive side of the ball, played really well. I mean, we made some plays in the back end, secondary wise. We made some plays up front. We got to the quarterback a few times, and I thought we were solid across the board on that side of the ball. And then we would like to get a little bit more production out of our run game.
Yep.
But it was effective enough, even though we didn't end up with a bunch of yards because we had a bunch of negative plays. But we still were effective enough in the run game to say, you better stay in there or we're going to run the football, and that opened up our pass game.
Yeah. So I think I know the question to this, or the answer to this question that I'm about to ask, but it's mainly for, new people that may not know. I'll try and phrase it differently. What goes into your mind when you're scheduling these non-district games, right? Because obviously I don't know if this is a year-to-year thing. It's a new formula each year. I'm sure it has something to do with stiffer competition, because I don't want to say essentially these games don't matter.
No,
maybe on paper they don't, but
Right.
as far as getting to where you want to be as a team down the year, they absolutely do matter. But what goes into your mind when scheduling, those non-district schedules?
Well, really, we try to find somebody who wants to play us first.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a good start.
That's one of the hard things is trying to find somebody to play us. And we'd prefer to stay in a reasonable proximity to where we're at. I don't want to travel across the state for a non-district game, but
Go to Poto or something.
Yeah, I don't want to make that trip, unless we have to. But you're really we're looking for people that are going to expose. I'm looking for people that are going to expose us.
Yeah.
That are going to show us what we need to work on. That are going to show us where we're vulnerable, where we need to improve, and not just go out there and run whatever we want to. It's like call any play, it's going to work.
Right.
That doesn't help us in our ultimate goal of getting to where we're getting. And even, a lot of people want to schedule they try to schedule a win in their homecoming deal. Yeah, we want to get somebody we can blow out
for
homecoming.
I like that.
But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a good game. I'm looking for somebody that's going to challenge us, and somebody that's going to make us work, and somebody that's going to make us better. Mm-hmm. And I think the people that we played in our non-district are people that make us better.
Yeah.
And people that show us the little things that we need to work on, that we need to fine-tune and get better at. And I think all of our non-district games pretty much did that.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to clips, I got to ask it every week. Perriman's still out. Any other injuries that should be noted?
Well, Jace is still nursing that. Jackson's still nursing that shoulder. He didn't play last week. We'll see how he fares this week, and whether he gets back in there. Probably be another week out, most likely. But that's really it. I mean, other than just a little bump or bruise here or there, but nothing major. But those two are the major ones.
Yeah, I have to ask it every week, but the lesser names you give me, the more we'll roll.
That's good. We
That's
just
right.
pass on by that. That'll be good.
All right, enough talking. Let's go to these clips, these highlights. I know you kind of teased it already. Are we starting off with the
Yeah, we're starting. You know, we started the game off really with a fumble on our first play and gave them great field position, but our defense rose up and held them on fourth and short right there. It's a big stop to keep them out of the end zone, to keep them from getting points on the board. So you know, big shout out to those guys for a big stop right there. I thought our guys. That, you know, that's kind of setting the tone right there.
Yeah.
That it's not going to be an easy night for you guys, and so our defense not giving up any points right there and getting the ball back for us was big.
Clip 2.
Which means we were able to come in on the next possession, you know, and kind of execute some of our offense. And we got a first down. We got the ball in there. They're concerned about our perimeter game, and we do a good job with our little RPO action right there. And Noah made a good read on the linebacker. It throws a little high, but you get it in Brayson's territory, he's going to pull it in. And we caught that. You know, backers stepping up in there, and Brayson replacing them and catching the ball, and then just pretty much outrunning everybody to the end zone. He had a clean path all the way there.
I thought both Noah and Shaddix did a really good job on Friday of just recognizing when the blitz was coming, when that pressure was given, and being able to see who was the open man, where that hole was ended up.
And they gave us a few spots in there, and we were able to hit them, and that was, you know, and that's the good thing about it.
Clip 3.
Back to the defensive side of the ball, and you know, we're up 6-0 on that. We'd scored off Brace's touchdown. They're driving back down in our territory, but a good job our guys of recognition right there, not biting on the run and seeing that little fake rollout, run, pass thing, and all of our secondary. We got 3 guys back there, you know, with Corrick and Brayson and Reston, all 3 back there read that very well.
When you're making a QB throw on his back leg like that, that's a win. That's got to be a win.
And a little bit of pressure inside didn't hurt anything. Made him throw it up, and Corrick went up and got it. Probably any one of those 3 guys could have got it, but Corrick was the one that came down with it. Yeah. Bad thing was it was on the half-yard line.
Might as well have been a punt.
Fall in the end zone. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's right.
We can get him back in the end zone. But another big stop by our defense creating a turnover. And we did that all night long. I thought our defense, you know, created another night of turnovers, you know, with 4 interceptions and 2 fumbles. So
Clip 4.
Another six turnover night leads to a victory.
Not bad at all. You'll take that every week.
Drive back down. We went on a really good drive right here. This is just, you know, we just sustained just a good sustained drive right here, getting the ball down the field, and that's kind of that same RPO action. Catch him on the blitz right there, and it's a little crowded in there, but we somehow threaded that thing in there. And another good, you know, ball's kind of high, and Brayson goes up and gets it. And it probably good it was a little high because there was a lot of people in there.
I'm glad a team at this level can run the RPO, because there's a team not far from here that cannot do that. So
we're not going to call anybody out.
That's right. Clip 5.
So we got us a ball game here. You know, it's 13-10, right? You know, late in the second quarter, and just kind of a little wrinkle we kind of put in this week, and got some confusion created in the back end, and Corrick's able to break free, created some confusion in the secondary, and Noah's able to hit him on that over route, and you know, we kind of stacked them that way. The outside corner didn't have a chance to cover that.
Yeah,
and safety comes down and
caught them both. Yeah,
got them both biting on the underneath route, and we're able to get a free, clean look over the top, and big touchdown pass right there.
Clip 6.
Defense got them pinned again. We were fortunate, you know, a couple kickoffs, their guys slipped and fell down, and so we force a big punt while they're pinned. And good job by Bryson fielding that with pressure, and makes one move, makes a guy miss. We get a little bit of a wall set up, and he takes it down the sideline and gets us back in great field position inside the 5. Unfortunately, we turned it over and weren't able to put points on the board. But you know, that was a big moment of trying to get down there. We got to capitalize on those when we get those opportunities.
Clip 7.
Defense coming through again for us on a. You know, they got a short yardage play here, trying to get a first down, and they're going to go raise back and throw it. It's late in the quarter right there, and Jackson's in good position right there.
I didn't see the
Right
time. I
before
was
half.
like,
Yeah, it's
I was
right-
like, I
right
didn't.
before half,
I've never
and-
seen this formation, but
Yeah,
it was
we're right before
understandable
half.
now.
We went to our
Yep.
3 high look
Yeah.
on that, and everybody playing over the top, and Jackson's able to kind of play that center fielder out there and take that throw for an interception. So, kind of ended that half on a good note, and didn't let him get points there.
Clip 8.
They put a good drive together on us the second half coming out, and got down there and scored. And then we turned the ball over to them and gave them the ball in great field position again. But once again, our defense, this is after a fumble, and our defense comes through right here. We get pressure on the quarterback, force a throw. Brayson's in great coverage right there and just goes up and makes the interception. But
it's a good hit. Who
some
was
good,
that?
Some good pressure on the quarterback that we got coming in through there. So
Is that Gage?
looks like it's either Gage or
Watkins.
Cole. I think
Yeah, Cole.
I think it was Cole coming off the edge there, and so we get a little bit of heat on the quarterback, force him to throw it probably before he wanted to, and we got Brayson in great coverage right there. So we get the ball back on the interception. So
Clip 9.
the one we had didn't cost us. Got us in kind of a second long situation. We felt like we could get the edge on the sprint out stuff, and so we get sprint out on the edge. Cork runs a really good route. Noah puts the ball on him, and he makes a guy miss. And that's kind of the thing with those guys out there. If we can get the ball in their hands, and they make a guy miss, it's going to be a big play right there. And we throw it, makes a catch, makes a corner miss. And then, we're an ankle away from taking that to the house. So,
we talk about yards after the catch with this group a
very,
lot.
very good.
it
Our
happens
guys
a lot.
get the ball in their hands and let them go do their thing. That's the big thing.
Clip 10.
So follow up that, after that play from Cork, gets us down the field. We come back with our RPO. We get a little bit confused on this. Brayson starts to break out, and then he comes back in, and Noah hits him coming back in on the slant, and then same thing he does.
To the races.
Same thing he does. He outruns everybody to the end zone, makes a good move there, and takes the ball to the house. And we're trying to run a little RPO action there, and sneaking Nathan in the flats, but they kind of got on the same level, so it kind of confused both of them. But
Clip 11.
Made something good out of something possibly bad.
Chicken something.
Yep. Back to the defensive side. Be nice we kind of tighten these clips up, wouldn't it? So that's a lot of standing around in there.
We like the commentary.
But
you feel well. You fill the holes well.
Good pressure again off the side. Ball's thrown in flats. Our guys rally. Cork lays a hit on him right there, knocks the ball loose, and Rinkin's in a position right there to scoop it up for a fumble recovery. So another good job by our guys on defense getting the ball out.
Sorry, these are my favorite clips because immediately after the ball is lost, you can see the opposing coach just go.
Yeah.
These are the best. These are the best ones.
They throw their hands up.
Right here.
Yeah.
It's the best. Clip 12.
Once again, it was good. It was a great job of our guys, on defensive side of the ball.
Causing
Anytime you
havoc.
create turnovers like that, you've got a great opportunity to win the football game. And even though we had some on our own, we still outpaced them, and that's the way it's been in all three of our games. We've won the turnover battle, and as a result, we win the games. Got them in a late situation where they need to score, and fourth down play right there. I didn't know if they'd go for it or not, and they decided to go for it. And we just obviously we're going to play over the top. And we had our guys over the top in position. He throws it over a little bit, and Jackson's in position to make another pick on that. He seems to be in the right place at the right time.
I was about to say he's
a lot
a ball
of
hawk
times.
a little bit. Really impressed with the guys too, and I don't think we'll see this part in clips, but they got a little unraveled there at the very end, just as far as emotions getting the best of them.
Yeah.
Really good
it was
job.
Really on this play right here.
That was kind of the tipping point.
Yeah, right
and
there. They just kind of.
I think your guys did a really good job of just kind of not even giving it the time of day.
He picked the right one to do it too, because I know Brayson will handle his emotions on that deal. Not sure about some others.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah, he'd
Cole?
be okay.
Clip 13.
I don't want to lump Cole and Gage,
Right,
those
yeah.
guys into that pile.
There's a group.
But,
There's a group.
Somebody might have got punched if it was somebody else. And this is finishing off right there after the turnover and second play, and we finally get everything blocked the way we want to block it, and Vaughn's able to slip through a gap in there and kind of shug a guy off with a little hip move, and
let me ask you,
race him to the end zone.
Which coach is this down here? Is this
That's
a coaching signal or is this a celebration?
Yeah, that's Maddox's touchdown signal. He's got the
I like that.
Whatever the alternating hand thing is, I don't know, but
I like that.
That's kind of his touchdown. We'll call it his touchdown dance. It's about as far as it gets to dancing.
Clip 14. Final clip.
Yeah, we just scored, and
yeah, was this by design?
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, not really.
A little insult to injury, salt in the wound, if you will.
Just finish it off so we don't have to go out and play defense. And
just ended up.
Hey, if we get it, great. If we don't, they still got, we still got 10-point lead, or 9-point lead. So, we've got to score twice. So if we can get that onside kick, we'll take it. But
yeah.
We were kind of shooting for a little bit more of a squib out of it, but
you get what you get.
If we'd called onside kick, a true onside kick, and let not a little bit more of a squib, we'd have probably kicked it out of bounds or something. But it worked out for us. It was great kick on Matt's part. I mean, he kicked a great onside kick. It worked out perfect.
Who do you have for me tonight as far as players?
Gage Ellison and Vaughn McIntyre.
Okay, can I make a slight request? If she's here, Caitlin Smith, can we go Caitlin first? Is that doable?
I don't know. She may. Yeah, she's hiding back here. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a big next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
we
got to brag on Cheer a little bit.
Sweet.
So
we're gonna
get that done.
We're gonna take a quick break. That those highlights resulted in that 33-24 victory for the Lions, ending their. I guess not ending the non-district schedule at a perfect 3-0 heading into district play. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we will be with Caitlin Smith, the head coach for Cheer. Right after this, you are watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv.
Portal.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Rolling into segment 2 here. It is 6:25 p.m. I am with the head coach for Cheer, Caitlin Smith. Caitlin, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I had to ask you off break if I couldn't remember it back in my notes. I think there might have been a switch up the week we had you. It might have been a last-second thing.
Yeah.
But I don't remember, but I'm going to have a couple of new questions here. I know it's going to be a big next couple of weeks for you guys in general. But for people that may not know or new faces, just tell us a little about your background, how you ended up here as the cheer coach. Just give us as much as you want or as little as you want. The floor is yours.
So this is my 5th year being out of college.
Yeah.
My 5th year teaching and coaching. My first 2 years, I coached middle school.
Okay.
And we won state in almost every event we went to.
This is Blanchard?
Yes, Blanchard
Okay.
is the only place I've worked. So.
Yeah.
And we won state. And then my seniors now were 8th graders when I came in.
Okay.
So I've
So
had
it's a
them,
little bit more personal as well.
Yes.
Like it just feels like a little bit more family than like
Yes.
maybe just regular family.
Yes.
Interesting.
In my 7th graders, I never not had them
Yeah.
in my life coaching. So it's a big year for us. We just won regionals.
Yeah.
So we beat Heritage Hall, Chickasha, Newcastle, Tuttle,
Yeah.
Clausen SAS. And now we go to state this week, and it's going to be a pretty tough competition.
Interesting.
Hopefully we can pull away with championship.
Yeah.
the girls have worked hard.
Yeah.
So
Where was that regional at, by the way?
Chickasha.
Chickasha? Okay, interesting. And who got second in that? Do you remember?
Heritage Hall.
Heritage Hall? Okay. And are we 4A?
We're 5A in
5A.
cheer.
Okay, I see. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I've been in school here. So, tell us a little bit about the team. Obviously, you've been with them, like you said, since middle school years.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the makeup of this team.
So we have 11 seniors.
Okay.
So they're pretty much the ringleaders in our group.
Yeah.
This is the best family-oriented atmosphere we've had as a team.
Okay.
We went to cheer camp this summer, and I had seniors come up to me, and they were like, this is the best team bonding we've ever had.
Really?
And it's kind of cool because they were working their tails off, but yet they can still have fun.
Right.
But, yeah, we have 11 seniors on our mat, and then we have can't do my math right now.
That's
but
okay.
everyone else, we have 29 girls, and I think I have 5 juniors, so.
Okay. So how many are on the mat performing?
So
at,
unfortunately,
once?
we can only have 20.
Okay, I
But
see.
that was a tough process picking the 20.
Yeah.
I mean, all
Well, it's
29
good.
could be on.
It's
yeah.
good because you're seemingly working with a large portion of upperclassmen. I know it could maybe get a little bit more harder if
Yes.
it was maybe a little bit equaler, but having a lot of senior probably helps, not even
Yes.
in your decision making, but also just the day-to-day. What does that day-to-day look like for you guys as far as practice goes? And you can even take it as far back as like summer. What were you guys doing like week to week in summer, carrying over to the school year?
During the summer, you got to prepare for cheer shape. So there's being in shape, like running, and I don't know, I feel like football, like you run and you get in shape, but like cheer, you're also like jumping and tumbling while yelling words. So we start out the summer running a timed mile. They have to make it under a certain time.
Yeah.
We start practices in July.
Can I ask what the timed mile is? Like,
I think we got down
is?
to 9 minutes,
okay,
so it's nothing crazy.
I don't even know if I could do that now. I've been so out of the game and so long, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry
it's
to
nothing
interrupt.
crazy. So we have time miles in July.
Yeah.
And then August is whenever we start our actual routine.
Okay.
Composition, we learn it at the end of July, and then we start. And then it's honestly like our routine can only be 2 minutes long.
Okay.
But that in 2 minutes, there's no downtime at all.
Right.
So,
it's just,
like I said, it's cheer shape you have to be in. Like, you should be able to jump when you're tired. So think about running a mile and then doing 3 jumps in a row while yelling at the top of your lungs.
not the easiest thing to do, I
No.
would presume.
Cheer is basically probably the most mental sport out there.
Yeah.
You got to push through limits that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And our girls are pretty good at handling that.
And you have to be virtually, you're trying to be perfect in
Yes.
your routine. As far as that routine goes, though, in your decision-making process of what goes into it versus what doesn't, are you looking for certain things within the routine? How does that process come about picking out?
My assistant coach, Morgan, he is great at that. He's created, we won state in 2022.
Okay.
So we beat Bishop McGinnis. That's our big competitor. He made an awesome routine.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, the judges didn't like what we had. They wanted basic, and our
Okay.
routine was full of stuff. And this year,
Really?
our routine's full of stuff. We're trying to get the crowd to do the wave.
Oh, yeah?
So it's pretty cool, and the judges seem to like it a lot.
So you're in the dark as far as what the judges are. Why does that do you get to know what that criteria is beforehand, or at any point do you get to see what they're judging as far as after the competitions are done or anything like that?
Really, it stinks for cheer because it's so subjective.
Yeah.
So you can't, whoever scores the most touchdowns wins,
Right.
It's solely off opinions. And there's a rubric of tumbling. If you have a full, it's 10 points and whatnot. Technique, how well you execute something, goes in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really kind of like you're in a dark. You don't know what the judges are looking for. They're supposed to be out of state, so
Right.
we're hoping for that.
You said you're trying to simplify it this year because of how over the top it was
No,
last year.
We're not simplifying it. We kind
You're
of
just going to say,
we added some more juice and creativity. So.
I like that. Turn it up to 10
Yes.
or 11 if you will, if they don't like
Yes.
10. That's cool. So obviously you talked a little bit about regionals. We'll get to state in a little bit. Kind of want to get into more of the team. You mentioned earlier that, this team, what they told you, they're, tighter as a bond
Yes.
than any other team before. Do they let you in on any of that? What is the team doing outside of practice? Do they have a strong bond? Do they hang out? Do they let you in on any of that stuff? Is it an open room, I guess?
Yeah,
or is it pretty
so-
tight-lipped?
Unfortunately, with the new rule this year, like coaches can't have contact with athletes.
Oh,
you can just
like
talk
outside of?
Right. You can just, if you're going to text them, they have to have a parent in the group.
Really?
So we do team bonding, and that's usually at the start. But honestly, like, the girls are so welcoming of everyone. Like, we have freshmen, and in the past, like, usually the upperclassmen don't really associate with the freshmen because they're so worried about everyone else. But this year, it's like everyone's talking to everyone, and everyone's included at all times. So,
do you want to highlight any of the seniors specifically by name that the people that may come out and watch, just to look out for? Just anyone that may have popped out in your mind as the season has gone along that deserves some recognition. Obviously, everyone has a part to play, but just maybe some of the seniors that don't get to come back next year, maybe just shouting out a couple of them that have been really good to everyone.
That's so tough. I have 11 great seniors. They're all so talented.
Right.
And I do know seniors that are wanting to go cheer. I know Deja's wanting to go to OCU. Cassidy, Emma, and Cameron are wanting to go to OU. And then our new move-in from Southmore, Cambry, she's going to OBU.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think Alex should go cheer.
Yeah.
She's a gymnast, so, like, her body is, like, beat up from all those years in gymnastics.
Absolutely.
They're all so talented. Like I said, it would be hard. I wish they would all go cheer in college because they're all so talented to do so.
Are you a part of any of that college process for those cheerleaders that want to go to the next level to do it? Are you involved in any of that process, or is it mainly just pushing them like, yeah, you should do this?
So our cheerleaders are lucky. My assistant coach, Morgan, his wife is the OCU coach.
Oh, okay.
So they have connections there. He used to cheer at OU.
Very good program.
They have
OCU,
connections.
if I'm thinking correctly.
They won nationals this year. Yes.
Yeah.
And they have a stunt team. Our girls like stunt. That's in the spring. But he's used to cheer at OU. So, like, the girls have connections. And usually just cheer. They don't have scouting videos.
Yeah.
They go to clinics that they host. And if they stand out to the coaches, then the coach is going to follow them. So
I see. Interesting. Talking with Caitlin Smith, the head coach for cheer for the Blanchard Lions, just won regionals this past weekend, going to state this weekend. This is kind of your open forum for you. Give us any info you can about state, where they're going to be, who are the big players that Blanchard's going to be going up against, maybe some of the winners of the other regionals.
Yes.
Just any info you can give to everyone watching. The floor is yours.
So our biggest competitor is going to be Bishop McGuinness. We've watched their routine. They're really good, but we're right there with them. It's solely what the judges want. And it's just crazy in the cheer world. But we compete Saturday at 3:40 p.m. in Tulsa at the Union Mac Center. It's their big basketball gym. It's their facilities.
At Tulsa?
Yes, their facilities are crazy.
Very cool.
We rotate with 6A, so it'll be like a 5A team, then a 6A team, and just rotate back and forth. But Bishop and Heritage Hall are two.
How many in total will there be for 5A?
Oh, gosh, I don't know, but I do know it's Bishop, Heritage Hall, Newcastle, Tuttle, Ada, Claremore, Collinsville.
Ada 5A. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
But it's tickets are $11.35 online.
Okay.
And then $13 at the door.
Awesome. That's 3:45 start time?
3:40.
3:40.
Yes.
At Tulsa.
Class 5A starts at 2:40.
Okay.
So.
Got it. Last question from me. Thank you for being on with us.
Yeah.
I know it was a little bit of a last-minute deal. Give us your favorite thing about this group of seniors. I know that you were individually picking out some, but just as far as, aspects that they have that are really would be good to carry on for these classes that are coming up, what have they shown to you that really stand out?
They've shown how much they care about Blanchard Cheer, and they show how much they care about their friends on the team as well. Like, it's a family. It's not just one individual person. You got to be welcoming to create that family bond, to know that someone's going to have your back on the mat when you need it.
Yeah.
To know that someone's going to pull their weight and you don't have to be worried about them. They're all different. They're not the same. Like, they have different personalities, but they all have one common goal, and that's to win.
Yeah. I like that. One more for the people, the start time of state.
5A starts at 2:40. So if you're able to show up to Tulsa Union, show up and be loud and cheer for your favorite Lions.
Awesome. That's Caitlin Smith, the head coach for cheer. I'm Drake Vidito. We're going to roll out of section 2 here, if you will. We're going to roll into 3, interviewing a couple of the football players. Again, Caitlin, thank you for being on.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. Big shout out to 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro for hosting us each and every week. You're watching Blanchard Lions TV.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down?
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Big shout out to 10 Arrows. They're going to be hosting us each and every week for this Coaches Show. We're inside this week. We thought there might be storms. By the looks of it outside, there might be storms coming. But I'm with Gage Ellison. I always like to start out with this. You are a senior?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Got that right. Outside linebacker?
Yep.
And wide receiver?
Not really.
Okay. It's on the 2 deep. It's on the 2 deep. I just have to follow what the page gives me. So I'm with senior Gage Ellison. We're going to talk a little football. We're going to talk a little outside of football. And then I'll interview your teammate, and then we'll bring you back for a little game. I'm really proud of this one, so you're actually lucky.
Right.
We're getting you on a good week. Let's start in football world first. Last week it was Guthrie, obviously really big game. We talked about it ad nauseum. Tell me about the defensive performance. How do you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
We'll start with the linebackers and then just defense as a whole. So how do you think the linebacker group did as a whole against Guthrie?
I thought we did overall pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, they ran the ball pretty good on us at some points, but we stopped a lot of plays. Like,
what exactly were you expecting out of that offense?
just a lot to run it down the middle ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so run was like option 1.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is that as a linebacker? Obviously, they're running a lot of different packages.
Yeah.
But as far as like people that just don't know like specifically about the linebacker position, how hard is the job in general when it comes to a team that's running it as much as Guthrie is?
It's a lot easier. It's just you go tackle the guy with football.
That's it? That's
Yeah.
it? Okay. You're making it sound as sick. You may not want to do that because some people like to they'll work up their job, right?
Yeah.
Be like, I'm doing everything on the field for the team. No, I'm just kidding. Besides yourself, who do you think? Because you're obviously on the field during defense, so you really don't get to see a lot of what everyone else is doing because you have jobs to do on the field. But you do get to watch offense.
Yeah.
Who do you think on your team? And you can name one person, a couple people. Who do you think performed well on the offensive side of the ball for you all against Guthrie last week?
Well, obviously Brayson, he had like 3 or 4, and then I thought Vaughn and Gunner did pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But
Yep, those 3.
Yeah,
all right, that's it.
Quarterbacks did pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought line was a lot better than what it was against Newcastle.
So improving every week.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are the linebackers improving every week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Good. Okay, Guthrie away. Hera this week.
Yep.
What are you expecting out of the Hera offense? What makes them tick? What makes them go?
I mean, they just kind of play ball.
Okay. Are they run dominant? Are they pass dominant?
They're about like 50-50.
Okay. So, I mean, how do you prepare for, obviously we talked about Guthrie running the ball a lot, right? How are you preparing in that week to week versus like a team that's like a 50-50 pass? I mean, is the job pretty same every week for you?
Yeah,
or
it's pretty much the same.
What are you doing in practice like week to week to prepare for those things?
Just like going over formations and stuff and just like figuring out what each offense does differently and all that.
Yeah. Obviously, you're a senior. A lot of upperclassmen in the linebacker group specifically. How has your leadership role changed as the years have gone on? Because you're 4 years at Blanchard, 4 years playing football, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you've been a linebacker for all 4?
Well, I was like a corner my first year.
Okay, so 3 years have been linebacker. Yeah. So how has that leadership role changed for you year to year?
I mean, just obviously as the older guys leave, you just kind of got to fill their place in it and teach the younger ones up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anyone specifically that you've kind of taken under your wing as like freshman, sophomore linebacker who may, take that spot, that next step? It could be a junior. Anybody?
Probably like I mean, Brody Sherman's one of the younger ones.
Okay. Yeah. Just taking him under your wing, just showing him the ropes.
Yep.
Never telling him anything bad to do, right?
No.
It's always all good.
Only good stuff.
Absolutely. How do you mentally prepare for those big games? We talked about it with Coach Craig in that first segment. There was a lot of eyes, and not just people from Blanchard watching the game last week. Do you do anything special to mentally prepare for those games?
No,
I mean,
you just
do you not have like a? Go ahead.
No, I don't do anything special with it.
At all? It's just another game to you?
Yeah. I mean.
So, like, you don't have, like, a song you listen to, or, like, is there not, like,
no,
special sauce?
They just play stuff in the locker room. That's what
How do you get ready for games? Do you have a specific routine that you go through, or is it just
put on
like
my pads and stuff?
That's it? Okay. All right. Some people are really weird and superstitious.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's anybody like that on the football team, but anyways. Obviously, you went down last year. I want to say, was it a playoff game?
Yeah, it was semifinals.
Semifinals, down with an injury. What was that injury again, if you don't mind?
Just tore my ligament in my ankle.
Tore a ligament in your ankle. So, obviously, big recovery process for something like that, right? Your ankle is moving 100 different ways all the time.
Yeah.
How was that process like for you coming back? When did you get, like in the summer, when you get fully healthy? I mean, how hard was it to ramp back up to where you feel like you're playing 100%
it wasn't
before
bad.
the injury?
Yeah, it wasn't bad because I was trying to get back for baseball first.
Okay.
And then so I got back for baseball, and then it all just kind of funneled in football again.
So how long were you out after that injury took place?
I think I had like my surgery in like end of November or something.
Oh, okay. So pretty much.
No, not end of November. Like around Christmas time, I think.
Okay, so kind of pretty much immediately.
And I got back
after.
like around March.
Oh, okay, so not too
awful.
bad at all.
Yeah.
So 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Gage Ellison, senior linebacker, not wide receiver for the Blanchard Lions. We're going to bring him back into the fold after I interview one of his compatriots. Before we get you out of here and bring you back, you have to say a couple good things about the man that I am about to interview, Vaughn. Give me a couple of things to know about Vaughn.
Got great flow. The hair.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, that's it. What else? Give me one more thing. Tell me something you don't like about Vaughn. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's Gage Ellison. We'll bring him back into the fold. Like I said, I'm going to have Vaughn McIntyre on the other side, rolling into section 3, verse 3, whatever you want, stanza number 3 on this coach's show, 6:44 p.m. You are watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on Blanchard Lions TV.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Big shout out to 10 Arrows for hosting us each and every week. I'm with Vaughn McIntyre at 6:45, rolling into segment number 4 here. Vaughn, you're a senior, yes, correct?
Yep.
You're a running back.
Yep.
I'm kind of apprehensive to say this last one. Are you a linebacker as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna underline that one. I looked like a fool up here last segment, but Vaughn, we're gonna talk a little bit about football, maybe a little bit of stuff out of football, and then I'm gonna bring both of you back into the fold. We're gonna have a fun little game,
all right,
a little history game for you. So just like him, obviously you are predominantly on offense. I know you phase into the linebacker position here and there. How do you think both the running backs did against Guthrie and then just the offense as a whole did against Guthrie?
I think the running backs did pretty well. Guthrie they had good run defense, good linebackers. They got filled holes well, but our line did pretty good throughout the game. And, I mean, I think we could have ran the ball better, but I think we got the job done and set up the offense in a way that we could put the play action into the play and think overall we did pretty good.
I know it's predominantly you and Fugit running the ball.
Yes. Yep.
He's new, correct, this year.
Yep.
How have you really brought him into the fold, made him learn, an offense that, it's brand new as a senior. You may have, some qualifications that make you learn faster than others, but what was your role in helping, Fugit really adapt to this offense?
Well, Gunner's really talented, and he's a very good running back. He's really fast, really strong, and he learned the offense really quickly.
Yeah.
It was just kind of small things that I had to teach him, like where to line up, what to do on certain plays and certain audibles, and who to read in certain run plays and certain pass plays. But he really adapted quick, and he's really good. Yeah.
Good. So obviously you're playing both sides of the ball, right?
Yes.
It's kind of easy to ask this question to him since he's only on one side of the ball. But if you could give me any names of your teammates that you thought performed well on both sides of the ball, I know you're out there, so it's hard to see, especially on offense, who's doing well. But if you can give me maybe your player of the game or just a group of guys that did really well offensive and defensively against Guthrie.
Obviously, Brayson was definitely the star of Friday with his 3 touchdowns and, somewhere near 200 yards. But he definitely Brayson, and I think our line did very well. Noah did well. Every now and then he was pressured a lot, and Guthrie got really good pressure against us. And it was kind of a tough game, long game, but we just figured out a way to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Hara. Let's get out of last Friday. I asked him what to expect from Hara's offense. I'm going to ask you what we need to be seeing or should expect from Hara's defense coming this Friday. How did they match up against you all?
I think we match up very good against them. I think passing-wise and running-wise, we should I'm pretty confident that we'll be stronger than them in most aspects of the game.
Like size, strength
size,
in general?
strength. Yeah, their line's pretty small. Their linebackers are pretty small, so I think we'll run the ball.
I was about to say, so you're saying it should be a heyday for you both.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. How much? I want to ask this because anybody that's an OU fan, you can see, they're struggling a lot on the offensive side. We were kind of poking fun at the RPO stuff during the highlights. I think we just need to clear the air here because obviously a lot of your job, maybe not a lot, it could be 50-50. This is kind of why I'm asking the question. A big part of your success hinges on, the 5 guys that are blocking for you, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
So how much of your success is determined from those guys versus what you're actually doing when you have the ball in your hands?
I would say 90% of it's the line. They're the ones that set up the holes. They're the ones that give me opportunities to get through, but once you get about past 5 yards, then it's kind of all on me. But the linemen, they're the ones that set up the play. They're the ones that work the hardest and give me my most success.
Yeah.
So.
He wouldn't tell me if he had a secret, pregame, ritual, philosophy. Do you subscribe to any of that during the pregame? I know we were talking about how big the game was last week in terms of how many eyes were on it. Are you not superstitious at all? Are you doing anything pregame that's just like, I can't do this anything differently? Is there certain things that you eat?
So,
you
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Let's hear it.
There's one big thing. For every game, I come home and then I go to the gas station. I get the same thing every time.
What do you get?
I get a C4 energy drink.
Oh, okay.
And then I get an energy drink, and then I get a Gator Light. It's kind of like Pedialyte.
Is that your dinner? Do you not have food?
No, we eat before, yeah.
Okay.
But,
that's been my lunch some days at work, so I totally get it.
But yeah,
continue.
I get an energy drink, and then I get a Pedialyte.
Okay.
And then I'll get some sort of candy, usually like gummy worms or gummy bears, just something kind of sweet, nothing too heavy. But that's kind of the go-to move.
Okay, nothing like you're listening to, like
not
specific
really.
songs. What kind of music do you like to listen to before the game?
Definitely before the game, I like to listen to rap, and that's kind of all that we play in the locker room before. But
is it mainly a locker room happening, or do you have your earphones
it's
in
all
even
locker
if?
Room.
Okay.
Even if you have headphones in, you're not gonna be able to hear it with how loud the locker room music is. But
right.
Yeah.
I know you kind of answered this before, but how would you describe the running back room with you and Fugit, just as a whole? Obviously, both upperclassmen. Obviously, he's new. We talked about bringing him into the offense, but just together as a unit. How do you think you guys have done so far, fused together?
I think we do really well together. It's kind of easy when we go 50-50. Neither of us are ever tired when we're running the ball. We always have fresh legs, and I think we both have similar skill sets. We can kind of run routes. We have good catching abilities and kind of rely on speed mostly. But
what kind of leaders are you? There's some leaders that lead by example. There's some more leaders that are more vocal. Obviously, with you two being upperclassmen, I suspect that you guys are teaching things to others.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys both the same type of leader? What kind of leader are you?
Gunner's a little more quiet than me, but we're definitely both more of a lead by example kind of person, just because as a running back, you know, the quarterback's mainly the vocal guy. He's the one really controlling the offense. And as a running back, you kind of just lead by example and do your job and work hard. That's what people see. Yeah.
That's Vaughn McIntyre, the senior running back and linebacker for the Blanchard Lions football team. I'm actually going to bring Gage back in. We're going to do a fun little activity that involves some Blanchard football history. So I hope you've studied up.
Okay.
But as far as for myself and him, it's 6:52. We're going to be rolling into the second to last segment before we bring Coach Craig back into the fold. My name is Drake Vigito. It's Vaughn McIntyre. You're listening and watching the Blanchard Lion Coaches Show at 10 Arrows. We'll be right back after this.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners, delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Drake Vidito alongside Vaughn McIntyre, Gage Ellison. This is the point in the show where we do something a little bit fun. It's been something different every week. We've done stuff where it's like we have to know if you guys know each other real well, how good of friends are you, stuff like that. We're actually going to go into the history class for a little bit. I did some digging. It took me a pretty good amount of time. I'm kind of proud of the questions that I came up with. But here's what we're going to do. You guys are actually acting as a team this week, okay? So you're not facing up against each other. I have scoured the web, the internet, if you will, for questions about Blanchard football history. And let me tell you, there were some facts and figures that I found that I didn't even know went back as far as they did. So I have 8 questions here. I'm going to be honest. If you can get half of these, then more power to you. You win in my book, okay? You can ask the crowd for help. This will be a group activity. I'll be impressed if we can get 4 out of 8. Okay, so with that being said, we'll start with an easy one, hopefully. What year did Coach Craig join as coach for Blanchard? You can ask the crowd. There can be crowd participation. I'm glad Coach Craig is not up here because that would be cheating. Is he?
Coach
Craig. Okay. Well, he can't answer. That's against the rules.
I want to say, yeah.
19.
I asked him, what year did you join Blanchard as head coach? You can't. You.
I want to say like 08 or 09.
Yeah, 09.
I'm going to go with 09.
For sure.
09.
2009.
That's incorrect. You were close. It was 07, 08. Is that correct?
We knew that.
Coach, is that 07? All right. So we'll knock that with an X. Okay, that was okay. How many state titles does Blanchard football have in its lifetime?
2.
3.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, the one in like 1940 something.
What's the final? Final answer?
3.
3. That is correct. That is correct. 1 for 2. 1 for 2. Just for extra points, can you name the years in which they were won?
1979, 2012, and 2023.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna give you an extra point on that one. We'll give you 2. Trust me, you're gonna need it down the road. Who was the coach for Blanchard before Coach Craig?
Vermillion.
He talked to us.
Hey, you're getting some help from the crowd.
Who was it?
Dale Brown.
Dale Brown.
Dale Brown.
That is correct. Dale Brown.
If you ain't first, you're last.
What was Coach Craig's record in his first year coaching at Blanchard?
No, wait.
So this is out of 10 games. This is out of 10 games. Regular season record.
I'm going to go with, what do you think? I think 6-4 or 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3.
7-3.
That is incorrect. He went 4-6 in his first year.
We got cooked.
That's not a slide. I'm just reading the numbers on the computer screen. Okay, this is where it gets really hard, but this is kind of how the bricks fall sometimes. Okay. What is Blanchard's record in all of their playoff performances in history combined?
In history?
Yeah.
Can you give us like a total number of games?
I'll give you a total. Okay. It is 71 total playoff appearances for Blanchard in school history. What is their record?
I'm not even going to try to guess on that.
71 total, so I'm going to go, I think it's probably right along the 500 line.
Okay. It's a good start.
All right.
It's right around. It's not 500.
I'm going to go.
It's a little bit before, a little bit after.
37-34.
It's 38-33. It's a really good guess. It's a really good guess. It's a really good guess. We'll give you a half point. We'll give you a half point for that one. Very close. So we're currently at 3.5. So you just need to get one more right out of the final 3.
All right.
Okay. Who did Blanchard beat in the state championship game to win their first state championship? So 1979, who did Blanchard beat in the state championship game to win their first state championship?
Was it 2A then?
So I'll give you the teams that they beat leading up
Dallas
to the
Cowboys.
championship game.
Okay.
They beat Deer Creek, Hennessy, Laverne, who still plays like 8-man football, Hobart, and this team they beat in the championship. And I could be butchering this name. So, anybody in the crowd?
Ninnekah.
Ninnekah, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's incorrect. It's Hartshorn? Hartshorn?
I didn't even know.
Hartshorn, Oklahoma.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. 2 left. We got 2 chances to do better than I thought we would. Blanchard's first ever playoff win was against who?
Tuttle.
And I'll even give you a bonus. You'll get 1 point if you can give me the score, who they played, or the year that it was played.
The first playoff win? I don't know when Blanchard became.
I don't even know.
Like the 60s?
So you basically got 3 guesses. You're going to give me a score, an opponent, and a year.
All right. For the score, I'll go 27-24.
Okay. Opponent.
Opponent.
Starts with a T.
Tuttle.
You think it's Tuttle?
No, it's not.
It's not Tuttle. Maybe Tecumseh.
Tahlequah. I don't know.
It's a lot riding on the line here. You just need 1 more point.
Which one to go?
I don't even know.
I'll go Tecumseh.
Okay.
Tecumseh.
That's incorrect. They beat Tipton in 1947.
That's a T brand.
By a score of 20-0. All right. This one, we're coming back down a little bit. To win or to not win.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stretch it out for the top 3. Most played opponents in the playoffs. Who has Blanchard played the most in the playoffs? You can give me any of the top 3. The top person or the top team, they've played 6 times. The second team, they've played 4 times. And the third team, they've played 3 times. Most.
I feel like Poto's got to be one of them.
We've played Poto twice. Just with us. Yeah.
6 times, 1 team.
Gotta go Poto.
Well, yeah, is Poto one of them?
Poto is one of them. They are number 3.
Okay. All right.
So you've already won.
Poto.
If you want to go, say again. Not Tuttle.
Sallisaw?
Not Sallisaw. Most played opponents in the playoffs. We're looking for number 1 and number 2. I'll give you a hint. The top one, Heritage Hall is number 1. There was a 4-year stretch from 14 to 17 where they played in the first round. And then Weatherford is number 2 at 4. So you guys did it.
All right,
you did it.
Got it.
I gave you some grace here and there, but that was your Blanchard football history quiz. Good job, boys. That's Vaughn McIntyre. I'm Drake Vidito. That's Gage Ellison. Our resident history students for this segment. We're over time already, but that's okay. We've been having some fun tonight. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, be with Coach Craig as we look ahead to this Friday against Harrah, start of district play. Big shout out to 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. I know the scenery has changed a little bit for this week, but storm warning in the area. Just want to be safe. Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on Blanchard Lions TV.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface.
Welcome back to the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show here at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Drake Vidito, Jeff Craig. We're rolling into the last segment here at 7:03. We're already over time. We've had a lot of fun, though. But last segment calls for what is to come, and that is Friday against Harrah. It's going to be the first district game. That's a Harrah team that's going in 2-1 for the year. They beat McLeod week 1, 47-27, beat Western Heights 65-0, lost to Seminole 16-6. Coach, let's just start real broad. What should we expect first on the offensive side for Harrah, and then we'll switch over to the defensive side?
Yeah, heavy run. A lot more heavy run, I guess. They're going to try to run the football, and then they complement it with some pass game stuff. They lost some guys from last year that were pretty critical to them in that pass game, so it'll be they'll try to establish a run. We got to make them throw the football. That's going to be the big thing, and I think that carries over to a lot of games that we play. We want people to have to run the football and make them throw, and so we'll do our best on that. It's not an elaborate scheme, but they do a good job with it.
Yeah,
they're solid in what they do and put pressure on you and make you make plays, and so we'll depend on our guys to fit like they're supposed to and play disciplined defense, and it's it'll be a challenge, but that's why we play them. We look forward to that.
Right. What about defensively? Where are they going to be throwing at you?
Well, they really kind of play 3-4 like we do.
Okay.
They mix it up a little bit in scheme wise, and they kind of get underneath a little bit more than we do with their defensive ends. But they kind of really do that to try to disrupt our inside zone game, and they put a good little scheme together for us last year, and it took us a little while to make some adjustments and find those holes, and
right.
I think we were like 6-0 at halftime last year.
I vividly remember that
really,
actually.
Really pretty close before we really kind of got things going and made some tweaks over what they did, and our guys made some plays, and that was the difference in the game. But we kind of expect the same thing. I expect them to play. Their kids play hard.
Yeah.
They fly to the football, and I don't expect anything less. And they're going to put pressure on us to execute, and that's just going to be the bottom line. We're going to have to execute, get the ball in our playmakers' hands like we have in the last few weeks, and let them do their thing. And if we can get those guys the ball and get it to them in space, we feel good about our chances.
I don't want to waste any time. Let's get right to it. The fan favorite segment of the entire show. Craig's Commandments. What's Blanchard need to do to get the win? Even if you want to throw in some things that you shouldn't do.
Yeah,
go ahead. Let her rip.
I think first and foremost we need to get off to a quick start, and I think we need to. I think we need to put the pressure on them early on. Our offense needs to put the pressure on their offense, and you do that by putting points on the board. So we've got to score early, and and that because you're going to create a monster if you don't. I think the longer we let them stay in, or the longer they're in the game, the more impassioned they're going to get. So and so. I think we've got to try to quell that early and get off to a fast start, and then that puts pressure on their offense and it kind of gets them out of their
rhythm,
what they want to do,
game plan,
and
scheme.
If we can make them have to try to do some things they don't want to do or that's not in their MO, then the better for us. If we can get them throwing the football and doing those things, then we're in a lot better shape. So, and we can do that by putting some points on the board and creating some stress on their offense.
Yeah. How about a don't?
Well, obviously, don't turn it over and don't give them short fields.
Fair.
I think, and that ties into everything else. They have to earn what they get. We have to make them earn anything that they're going to get. They have to earn it. We don't want to give those things to them, because those things create passion and excitement on the other side of the ball. So if we can take care of the football, that's the thing we got to get in our mindset is we want to end that possession with a kick. It's a PAT, it's a kickoff, or it's a PAT, it's a punt, or an extra point, extra point punt, or that's what we want to end it with. We don't want to end it with a turnover, unless it's on downs or something when we had to go for it fourth down deep. But obviously we want to kick it to end a possession. So that would be the ideal situation.
You spoke about it earlier. A lot of guys left, a lot of seniors on that squad left, playmakers, especially in the passing game for them. Mm-hmm. Any notable players that people should be looking out for if they're able to watch the stream?
Yeah, I don't really. The quarterback's back again. He's a returner and was a solid player for him last year and so far this year. I don't really have like one guy to say, hey, this is the guy.
Like a Carlock last week.
Yeah, they're really pretty spread out.
Okay.
I don't think they lean on a person.
Yeah.
I think they feel good in the guys that they got out there, that they can spread the ball around to different guys, and hand it off. A good running back. Running back's good and got good receivers. So I don't think they feel like they have to depend on one person to get things done.
Any info for the game? Obviously, it's the first district game of the year, but anybody that may be traveling, it's same 7 p kickoff.
7 p.m. kickoff. Nothing really special that I know of going on. There's they do block it off behind the stadium now. So if you're driving, if you're coming in from the west, they've got a parking lot over there on the west. It's really kind of for Hara. There's a parking lot on the northeast and the east side that's kind of really for visitors parking over there. So if you're coming in from the east or over there's a parking lot over there. So you won't be able to go past the stadium. So if you come in from the west, you're going to have to turn into that parking lot.
Oh, okay. I see.
You can't go across the parking lot and go to the other side. But but I know a lot of us usually end up in that parking lot, and that'll probably fill up pretty quick, I would imagine.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 7 p.m. kick starting off district play for the Lions. You can watch that on BlanchardLions.tv, the stream that we'll have up. You can also listen to that on 104.5 KRXO, and if you're not in the car on the dial, you can actually download the KRXO app and stream from anywhere. I feel like I don't do that job enough. We telling people how you can listen to us, because there's a myriad of different ways you can be taking in the game. That app, by the way, for iOS and Android. Before we get out of here, any info that we may have missed, anything you want to add as far as for the game, outside of the game, anything?
Nah, just we look forward to seeing everybody Friday night. We'll see if we can put another W on the board.
That's right. That's Jeff Craig. My name is Drake Vitito. A little late round show tonight, but we had a lot of fun doing it. Big shout out to 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro for hosting us each and every week. A little bit of a different scenery tonight, but I'm sure we will be back outside in a little bit cooler weather too, so that'll always be fun. So thank you all for watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show tonight. We will be back next week, next Tuesday at the same exact time. But as far as myself and Jeff Craig, that will do it for us tonight. Thank you for watching the Blanchard Lions Coaches Show on BlanchardLions.tv. See you next week.